It's a big mug, small brain kind of day. Welcome back to Dead Good Book Reviews. I'm Judith, and this is another What I'm Reading Right Now video. Things did not go great since the last time we talked. It was a very, very busy weekend. I didn't get much done. Let me just actually check what was the last thing we talked about. I think we went to space. Am I right in thinking I was some of the way through some of the heartstopper? Not heartstopper. Am I right in thinking I was some of the way through Cytonic? I hope so. Okay, we're okay. I'm fine. So, as ever, we're going to talk about what I read in the past, what I'm gonna read in the future, and what I'm currently reading, but we're not doing that this week because I'm not currently reading anything. It is what it is. First up, I finished Cytonic. I finally finished book 3. Did I get this in December? Yes. Finally. In April. I finished it. My verdict on this book was that I don't necessarily think it needed to exist. I have a feeling that in the whole series, this is not going to be one of the stronger books, mostly just because it's very weird. It feels like a short story or kind of filler episode that has been given more beef to it. And there are a lot of important plot things we learn in this book. There are some world-building things that were important. I don't know how much of it needed to be this single book. And Katie's theory is that it was originally meant to be multiple POVs, and then they just turned the POVs into the novellas. I haven't read the novellas yet, so I can't tell you, but I do have them somewhere in this room are the novellas, and I will read them, and then I will get back to you on that. I didn't have a bad time reading this by any means. I don't think it did a huge amount for me, in the sense that it was so weird that it couldn't just be, oh, this is a fun tropey pilot space fights thing, but then it was also not different enough that I was like, wow, what a great reason to be different and unique. It just felt somewhere in the middle for me. Not the worst thing Brandon Sanderson has written. There we go. After that, I finished my read-through of... Oh, I have it behind me. I can wave it at you, even though I didn't actually read from the actual book. Farewell the Magic. I did the audiobook for this in the end because I realised I just wasn't picking up physical books and I needed an audiobook to read, and I thought, well, I'll take something off my TBR. And yes, it is buying the book twice, but it was definitely worth it. I think I had a better time reading this via audio than I would have done physically, because there are a few elements of this story that very much felt told rather than shown. So in this, we have two characters. We have Margaret, who is the lady, and Wes, who is the man. And Margaret is currently living alone in her house. Her mother, the alchemist, has gone off on some sort of adventure, and Margaret's like, hi mum, I'm all on my own. What am I meant to be doing? I'll just be depressed in the woods, I guess. And Wes shows up because he wants to be an apprentice to her mother, because he's trying to get his life together as well. And Margaret's like, I guess you can stay for a bit. Also, maybe you could help me hunt the magical fox, because there's a big fox hunt happening at the moment. Because of magical reasons, I would like to hunt that magical beastie, and then we will both have all of our wildest dreams. There is definitely a romance. It was lovely. I actually really enjoyed this. This did exactly what it needed to do. Wasn't mind-blowing, wasn't tearing up the tropes and rewriting history. It was just like a nice book in an interesting setting. I will say some of the things, I need to have a flick through the book and see what kind of words they're using, and whether they are just words for being Irish or Catholic that I do not currently know, or if they are Fantasy Island and Catholics, because they definitely mentioned the Pope at one point. I don't know, just setting things were interesting. I'd need to do a reread, but I would like to do a reread of this. Thank you. I'm due to do something in 15 minutes. That's what that is. I would definitely recommend, if this already you went, oh, I'd quite like to read that. It's also nice to read books that are technically YA, but the characters are 18, so it doesn't feel kind of like, you planning a marriage and a future together feels really weird because you're 16. It's like a fraction bit closer to feeling alright. I don't know, maybe I'm just old. But yes, enjoyed it. Had a good time. Good audiobook. Then I read YA Contemporary. I know, everyone pause for a moment. Judith, what are you doing? But no, I finally got round to ordering a copy of Heartstopper 4 because, like most of the world, like most of the universe, at least the one that I am in the sphere of, I watched Heartstopper this week. Twice. Okay, it was 3 times. Nobody come for me. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time, and I've been meaning to pick up the 4th one, and it felt time. It felt the right time to pick up the 4th. Purchased it, read it in one evening. It was lovely. I really like this. I've read it before because I read it on Tapas, but I had a good time, and I like owning these and lending them out to friends. Not much to say on that one other than that my verdict on the show is I am a nearly 30-year-old woman, and I probably shouldn't have that much of a verdict on this, but I thought it was lovely. There we go. And lastly, I finished Animorphs 35, The Proposal. I rated this 3 stars, as I rate almost all Animorphs books. This one, I'm trying to remember what happened. Oh, it was a Marco one, and it was kind of depressing. That's where I'm at with that, but that will be out in a couple of weeks, assuming I can get my filming schedule back on track. There were lots of things that I should have read in the last couple of weeks. I currently have 6, 7, 8 books on my read it this week list because I just keep adding to it rather than rationalising my to-do list. But it's probably fine. My ones that I would like to prioritise are as follows. The Stardust Thief, because it's a review copy and I'm trying to prioritise those. Skyward Flight, which I mentioned last week, it's somewhere around. I'd like to get to the novellas. And also The Discord of Gods, the audiobook for which comes out tomorrow. I'd like to get to this and read it over the weekend. We've got a couple of long journeys, so I'm hoping I can bash out a good chunk of that. All the rest of the stuff is kind of flowing through. I'd like to get to the best of all possible worlds, but realistically, am I going to? Probably not. Yeah, there's just a lot on at the moment. We're at my parents' this weekend, then we have Tales Untold, just the game that we're running. Next weekend, I very nearly finished that dress. Who bet that I would be doing it down to the last second? If you bet that, you won. You win nothing, much like I win nothing by making this dress. So yes, things are very busy. My mental health is a garbage, but it will be fine. I wrote a long post on Patreon about that. If you are a patron, mainly because I need to explain why you will not be getting some perks, but they will come, just not in April, because there are only 2 days left of April that I can work in. Sorry. Everything's a little bit up in the air, but I am enjoying the books that I'm reading, so the stuff that I'm getting to is great. I'm just not getting to very much stuff at the moment. However, I did realise yesterday, when did I realise? At a time in the past, that part of the reason I've probably been feeling very, very stressed is that normally I try to put out 3 YouTube videos every week, at the max. Like, I've always said that if I don't have the time, I won't do these Friday videos. And I've been putting out 4 for April because some part of me just went, well, we'll need to make extra content alongside Animorphs. Didn't need to do that. Lessons learned for next year. On a lighter note, let's talk about new releases before my camera runs out of battery. We have Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. Absolutely love this. It is out now. It is a wonderful dark fairy tale. Oh, just everything I've ever wanted it to be. Peak Judith. If you like the stuff that I like, you will like this. Oh, it's fantastic. Love it. Yes, go order yourself a copy. Just do it. You'll have a great time. And also The Discord of Gods, which I've already mentioned, but I will wave at you again because Discord of Gods is out. If you are a person who reads Chorus of Dragons and you want to have a chat about this, just let me know because I'm so excited to read it. And also Kaikei is out. I've not read this, but I've heard really, really good things from Angela. It will be going on my reading list at some point in the future. I just haven't had a chance to pick that up, but I will link Angela's review if it's a public review. I'll link it. I do think I'm going to be able to get through the list of books. Everything at the moment is kind of 2 weeks ahead for me. In 2 weeks, I will be a lot more free than I am right now. There's just a lot of work and a lot of personal life all coalescing at the same time. It is what it is. I'm not in control of my life, nor am I planning to be in any time soon. I'm just going to drink this enormous cup of tea, get on with the rest of my working day, and wait till the moment Discord of Gods drops in my audiobook library. I'm very excited about it. How about you? What have you been up to? What have you been reading? What are your best tips for not necessarily getting out of a reading slump, because I think I'm beyond reading slump now. I'm just in, oh, you're a bit depressed. What are your best self-care tips or books that you like to pick up when your brain just doesn't want to do anything? Let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear. I would love to go through your wonderful comments. Thank you so much. While you're down there, if you haven't already, please do subscribe because it makes me feel loved and appreciated. Thank you. You can also follow me on social media if you're that way inclined. Come hang out on Discord where we can have nice chill chats about books. Probably again in 2 weeks, but you could be there in the meantime. I'll also post a reveal of the dress when I've tried it on again, because that's going to happen at some point. Nothing makes me feel more loved and appreciated than my patrons over on Patreon who support the channel. And again, if you are a patron, please go read that post. It will help, especially if you are a poltergeist. Please and thank you. Thank you so much for watching. That's all from me, and I will see you in the next one. There's gonna be some bloopers now. And... oh no, where have I put it? What? Why? Is it up here? No. Is it down here? Yes. Words, phrases, names. Whatever.